Hi. Hi, everybody. Okay. Are you familiar? Anyone ever seen this? Okay. This is a solar system. Yes. There's a sun in the center. There's orbits around it. There is a date that is signified in this solar array. Can you guess?
December 21st, 2012.
How about that? This came down in 2008 in Avebury. So this date is like, it's an icon. It's, if you wanted to choose something to be an icon for, you know, the shift of the ages, or, I mean, there's so much that's written about it at this point. It's, you don't have to think of it even as a specific date, but had they put any other date down there, had they specified any other date, you wouldn't have thought that it was something significant, right? So maybe you've heard that we might be on the edge of a shift, or maybe we're already in it. Or, what is the shift? That's the question. It's like, what's it about? Is it about the solar system? Probably. Is it planetary? Probably. Is it about us? Probably. Is it about all the other beings that are in the system? Probably. You know, who knows? It's actually, I'm going to go into that, what it is that I think about that. So, but I think ultimately, on the bottom line, for us at least, it's a shift in consciousness. It's a shift into a really radically different way of understanding what it means to be in reality, in this reality. So I want to assert that the universe is vastly intelligent. It's got grand order, and there may be something in the crop circles and the arrangements, the language of the crop circles, the geometries of the crop circles that are actually here to help us align, the kind of it's like if I'm all knotted up and I see something that's orderly, I can go, oh, you know, and realign and actually be able to come into a different alignment with whatever is going on out there. I can infinitely trust that cosmic awareness of oneness flows through me, and it actually knows. It knows. I don't have to be the one to know everything. I can just align with something much larger. The true shift is one of consciousness, and from out of our historical and personal sense of limitation and separation, which I've come to see in myself is like the bottom line scourge, is this feeling of separation and limitation and survival, that to come out of that historical personal sense of that into one of absolute interrelatedness and universal infinite providence, that the universe is actually providing for us, and that on all levels. This is a really different point of view, yeah? So with this design, I have this feeling of like, you know, you have this toroidal spin going on, and, you know, it's almost like you can feel it going whoosh, whoosh. It's got this pulsation thing going on, and, you know, it's opening up to, okay, we're going to go through that portal and come up to the next one, and whoosh, you know.
Like an aperture on a camera.
Right, like an aperture on a camera.
Iris.
My highest hope in doing this presentation is that it can open a door for us to shift to some more intelligent coherence, and that we can actually feel it. That would be really amazing. That it actually would enable us to integrate some of that cosmic interrelatedness of universal infinite providence. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell a story. I've used the crop circles as a basis, kind of like how they did the musical Mamma Mia on the with all of the ABBA music. You know, they figured out a story that ABBA was telling, and they made a musical out of it. Well, I'm doing Crop Circles the musical. sing and dance, I promise, but it's like I'm using the crop circles as a basis for something that we can journey through and actually maybe learn something, which I think is perfectly reasonable. What I believe about the crop circles, you know, when people ask who's doing them, I think the entire universe is doing them. I think that it's like the I Ching, you know. The idea behind the I Ching is that when you throw the coins, supposedly it's a random act, but everything that happens in a particular moment is characteristic of that moment. So it's, you know, it's like a hologram. It's like, you know, in a hologram, they shoot a laser at something and it gets imprinted on this supposedly flat sheet of paper, but it has all the dimensions in it, and you can take a little piece off of a hologram and look at it. You know, let's say it's a hologram at that table. You can take a little piece from the upper right-hand corner, and you're looking at it, it looks like it's from the wall, but then you look at it, and it's got the little table in it. You see the whole picture inside that little piece. It will be limited numbers of perspectives, which I think is very interesting, but it is still the whole picture. And so these crop circles, I think, are like, they're being fed by everything at once. It's like, who makes them is that you and the earth and the beings that have the technology that lays them down, and cosmic intelligence, and insect collective, and, you know, who knows, everything that may need it at that moment is able to coordinate and have the information in that glyph. That's where I'm coming from with this. This is a little preview of where we're going to be going, and this was really a kind of a personal one. I realized this morning, this one actually was in Germany. This one's so not in England, and I didn't have a good photograph of it, but someone had put up the drawing of it, the graphic, and just to show you, you know, there's this development from 3 different angles. That's a very clear, you know, even geometry, and it starts coming into the center, and then it starts getting knotted up, and that's kind of like, and the knots get really big, you know, and bulky, and that's kind of like what happens to us. We've got this information that's coming in from all these different places, and as it gets close, we're going, oh, I don't know about that, you know, no, let me study that, you know. It's like it gets thick and knotted up. So I've got more that's going on with that particular kind of thing later in the program. The invitation here is to, let's go down the rabbit hole. Let's go through the hall of mirrors. I'm inviting you with this to, let's go in. All the doors are open. You could get through any angle here. You could get through the floor. You could get through the ceiling. You could get through the sides. The crop circles may be portals into another dimension, showing us some way that we can slip through into some other relationship to reality. Can you see that this one looks like some kind of wormhole or something? Some kind of wormhole or something? This one actually appeared on top of a plateau. And it really, you know, it really looks like this conduit is kind of open up, and you can just kind of slip down in through into something else. It was just really beautiful. So maybe we can slip between space-time and time-space. There might be some way that we can flip dimensions, might be showing us something along those lines.